everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Season 3, Episode 6 of the Classic Wrestling series. So, last week I wanted to watch a video of CM Punk and tie it into a SummerSlam at the same time. Well, why don't we watch him get the shit kicked out of him by Brock Lesnar? We're watching SummerSlam 2013, everybody. So, we have Miz entering the show. He is the official host of SummerSlam, and then Fandango makes his entrance and basically dances with Summer Rae. Now, here's an interesting question for you all. He had a dance partner at WrestleMania 29 who was a professional ballroom dancer, but then he stitched her for Summer Rae. I'm going to ask you guys this question. Who was the third and fourth dancers for Fandango? Answers next week. So you have a week to think about it before I give you the answers at the beginning of next week's episode. So, we are going to be kicking things off with Bray Wyatt versus Kane in a Ring of Fire match. Oh boy, let's get to it. Go. So we just had Bray Wyatt and Kane in the Ring of Fire match. This wasn't too bad. A lot of people say it's wrestle shit, but it's not really. It's okay. It's entertaining. It's really fun. But I can understand why people think this is really just wrestle shit. So I get that. I really do. And this really was just a way to debut Bray Wyatt on the main roster, because this is his first actual, official match on TV. It's not too bad. It's a lot worse. It's a lot better than people make it out to be. It's not the worst of wrestle shit. I'll tell you that now for a fact. It's really good, actually, I think. It's very entertaining. And obviously, Bray Wyatt gets a win after Luke Harper and Eric Rowan get involved and basically beat down Kane until Bray Wyatt hits Sister Abigail for the win. This would lead into their Survivor Series match, Brothers of Destruction versus the Wyatt family. If you want to check out that episode of the CWS, it's Season 3, Episode 4, which will be right here. I'm tying these up really nicely. And also, I'll have the most recent stream up here as well at the end of the episode, so that will be of my playthrough of my first look at the Fallout 4 DLC's Far Harbor. So that will be up there. Season 3, Episode 4 of the CWS will be there to tie in with Survivor Series 2013. So, let's get to our next matchup. So, we just had Cody Rhodes versus Damien Sandow in a singles match. So, how this was set up was Damien Sandow wins the Money in the Bank ladder match by basically costing Cody Rhodes. They were teaming at the time. Damien Sandow costs Cody Rhodes the match. And he would go on to challenge, and these two would have a match at SummerSlam. Obviously, we're here. This was good. It's the story of the disaster kick. Cody trying to hit it, misses, hits, then hits the crossroads for the win. It's good. It's a fun little matchup. It's entertaining. And also, just to go on further with the timeline, Damien Sandow would challenge for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. We'll get to that in the main event. We'll get to how that transpires in the main event of the show. So, yeah, it's very entertaining. Also, this is the last time... this was the last SummerSlam to feature the World Heavyweight Championship, which we're going to get to in a moment, because it was unified at December's TLC, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. So then that's where the storyline will go into it. So, let's get to our next matchup, which is for the World Heavyweight Championship. It is Christian versus Alberto Del Douchebag. Let's get to it. So we just had Christian taking on Alberto Del Douchebag for the World Heavyweight Championship. This is a fun matchup. Christian's really good. Alberto is good as well. I'm not going to deny that. He is very entertaining. It is a fun matchup. And yeah, these two really did put on a great match and just entertaining. It was really fun. So, also, Alberto Del Douchebag won with the cross arm breaker after locking it in for an extended period of time, trying to get it in. So next up, just before we carry on, dark match was RVD versus Dean Ambrose for the US belt. RVD defeated Dean Ambrose via disqualification, and then we are tied up with that. Next up, we have Natalya with Cameron and Naomi taking on Brie Bella with Nikki Bella and Eva Marie in each of their corners. Let's get to this one. So we just had Natalya taking on Eva Marie, and this match wasn't bad. This is a Raw match. Nicely, this doesn't belong on pay-per-view. Eva Marie is still a little bit green in this matchup, and it shows. It really shows that it's not awful, but it is bad. It's not like, oh my god, I need to turn this off and take a walk like I did with Heroes of Wrestling, but it's not 100%, it's not great, but it is fun. It is a fun matchup. So, the reason why I'm watching this show, Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk in a no DQ match, is next. Cannot wait for this. Let's get to that match. So we just had Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk, and holy shit, this was a massacre near the end of the match. Punk did get some good offense in the match. It was a fun matchup. Just in the end, Lesnar wins. And wins with the F5. There were some close spots in the match. Punk with 2 triangle chokes to try and get the win on Punk, to get the win. Then the Anaconda Vice. Then the go to sleep. Then the Anaconda Vice. It looked like Punk was going to win the match, but Brock Lesnar wins. This is one of these matches and one of these times where I think Punk should have actually won the match and actually beat Lesnar, honestly, because Lesnar would just fuck off after this match, would return to face John Cena at next year's SummerSlam for the World Heavyweight Championship and decimate him in that match. That's one of them things. We have WrestleMania 30, obviously, with Brock versus The Undertaker, which I still think was a bad fucking call, but that one's on me, that's my opinion. But this match, I think Lesnar should have lost. I think, honestly, Punk should have hit the GTS, or Lesnar should have tapped out to the Anaconda Vice, personally. Makes a lot of sense. So, the feud carries on with Curtis Axel in place of Brock Lesnar. It would culminate with Ryback as well. Hell in a Cell handicap match between Ryback and Paul Heyman versus Punk. It was and that feud would end, and then in 2014, Punk would walk away from WWE for 9 years now. For 9 years, almost 10, to be honest. So, what do I think of the match? The match is good. It's very entertaining. But I actually honestly think, I give Punk a lot of shit when he came back, with all the shit that's been going on recently with him in AEW and returning to WWE. But honestly, I think Punk should have won this match. That's my honest opinion after rewatching it. So we will get to I believe, our semi-main event and then our main event. So let's get to the next matchup. So we just had our our semi-main event, a mixed tag match between AJ Lee and Big E taking on Dolph Ziggler and Caitlyn. This was fun. This was a little fun matchup after the Punk Lesnar match. It was very entertaining. It was well done, and yeah, it was just a really fun matchup. Mixed up match. Dolph Ziggler gets the win for Ziggler and Caitlyn after a zigzag onto Big E. And yeah, it was a fun matchup. So, our main event of the evening is for the WWE Championship matchup. It is Daniel Bryan versus John Cena with Triple H as special guest referee. It's not like this is important for anything during the show. Like, this is, nothing's going to happen after the show, is it? Oh, God, is it? So, John Cena versus Daniel Bryan. This is a fun matchup. Everyone, in the crowd, it's like, you can't wrestle. He actually can. Like, Cena is a really good worker when his mind's in it, and this was really fucking good by Cena. It was entertaining. Daniel Bryan obviously gets the win with the running knee. 1, 2, 3 is your new WWE champion, but Swerve! Randy Orton comes out to basically say, ha 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 ha, I'm money in the bank, da 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 da, walks away. Bryan goes, yes, 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 and then immediately gets pedigree by Triple H, turning him heel for the first time since 2006, just so you know. And Randy Orton pins him for the 1, 2, 3 and is your new WWE champion. So Randy would hold on to the WWE championship belt until TLC, which is then turns into the World Heavyweight, the WWE World Heavyweight title. Daniel Bryan would go after him multiple times. Crowd were getting very, very pissed off that WWE were not listening to their demands, and eventually, through their own booking, booked Daniel Bryan to win at WrestleMania 30, which isn't true. The fans demanded that Daniel Bryan was in the Triple Threat match, and they reluctantly did it. Cena would go away after SummerSlam to have shoulder surgery. He would come back at Hell in a Cell this same year, win the World Heavyweight title, and then we have the TLC match, Randy Orton versus John Cena to unify the belts. So just to give you that piece of information. But what did I think of the show overall? Yeah, good show actually. Very entertaining, very well done. Brings up the fact that this show is, again, it is entertaining. It's really good. This is the initial start of the Yes movement for Daniel Bryan. This really is the moment where the Yes movement was caught on after this bullshit by Triple H and Randy Orton. Best match of the night? Probably would have to be either Punk Lesnar or maybe even Cena versus Daniel Bryan. Worst match of the night? It's got to be the cash-in. That's why. The only reason it's the cash-in is because it was literally 8 seconds. And it wasn't even... Randy didn't even hit an RKO. He didn't even hit a move. It was actually Triple H. So I would say in the matches, it was that match overall. The women's match was good to a point. It wasn't the best match that they could do, but it was a match nonetheless. It was entertaining. And the mid-to-top match was good too. So, that is it for this episode of the CWS. Thank you very much for watching. It is much appreciated. So, as I said, Season 3, Episode 4 of the CWS will be Survivor Series. I will have an annotation here for the playthrough of Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4's Far Harbor DLC, and up here will be a random video that I just decided to pick nicely. So, thank you very much for watching. Take care and TTFN. Ta-ta for now.